Welcome guys to MoxxiFever Cosplays. I'm the host today, Miss Red, and I'll be talking about my costume, HellBoy. Now this is one of my favourite costumes. I love the character. I just love to be a big badass red dude with a massive stone hand, because who wouldn't want to be that? Anyway, my goal today is to explain how I go about my whole creation of this outfit and how I've started to where I am now. So my little reference I have, since I don't have like an image reference, is my little pop figurine. So I'll just kind of like use this as the template and go off of it from there. So first things first, when I originally started this character, I only was given 3 bits of 3 items that came with this costume, because it originally was a store-bought costume. I've since evolved from then, and over my time and travels, I've picked up pieces I have used to get to where I am now. So, first things first, I can't show you the original pieces I had when I first started this costume, due to the fact some of them don't exist anymore. But I'll happily explain what they were. One of them was just a felt, loose floppy coat, because this whole packaged costume was just the coat, the belt, and the horns, which have now moved on my desk. But yes, the horns. Technically the horns weren't alone, there was a whole mask that went with this costume, but due to the fact it was too hot and I couldn't breathe, it had to go. I have asthma, so having my face covered completely was kind of freaky and I didn't like it. So to make up for that, I just cut off the horns from the costume and now use them whenever I dress up as this character, because it's quite convenient. Because they're already detailed and grooved, and I put cotton swabs in them to give them a nice firm appearance. Yeah, that's one part of the original costume. The coat is fully gone now, and the only thing I got left is the belt. Now this thing I have painted and gone over a couple times to give it new life, because when I first got it, it was very scruffy. So it's not that bad after all the times I've like redone it, made it pretty. I've gone over it with a metallic paint shimmer thing. I can't remember the brand used, but it offers it a more shimmery effect, like an actual metallic belt. But yeah, those were some of the original bits from the actual costume I've kept, which is just kind of sad, really, considering how long I've had this thing. Well, not sad in a bad way, just sad about how I've gone on from the original items I had. But yes, going onwards, I think the next thing I picked up to go with this costume originally was these trousers that I now possess. They're like fake leather, they're quite loose, stretchy, great for when it's warm, because every cosplayer knows when you go to a convention it gets hot, and if you're wearing a costume that's a bit bulky and has layers, or wears big coats, heat's gonna be an issue. So I've compromised with this with my fake trousers, because they're quite breezy, as well as getting a new top. My original top I used was a black open top, long sleeves, because obviously HellBoy has red skin. I didn't want to paint all my arms red whenever I wasn't wearing the coat, so the long sleeves cover a majority of my skin. Even when I've got my hands exposed, I've got red gloves to cover the rest, so no part of my skin is visible that isn't red, apart from like the neck. But yeah, I've got a turtleneck top that's quite thin and woven, so it's stretchy, air runs through it really nicely. Next bit was the belt, actually. This thing I picked up from a charity shop like years ago. This thing is hella old. Where it's like cheap material, it's time to wear away. But I kind of like the effect it has. It looks a lot more worn and vintagey looking, though it's not meant to be that, which is nice. I've made a new kind of like holder loop for my horseshoe. Now, it didn't occur to me that I could just buy a fake horseshoe. Never popped up in my mind. Not once. So I ordered an actual horseshoe, and this thing is heavy. But whenever I go to cons, no one comments. No, I can't apparently use it as a weapon or whatever. So, and plus it's attached to me, so if someone tries to grab it, it can't go anywhere. I've also picked up new prayer beads, because my old ones originally broke. Now, I have a proper set of prayer beads that belong to my granddad that I originally wanted to wear with this costume, so a part of him was with me. but I had so much fear of actually breaking it, I couldn't bring myself to bring them. So now they just stay at home in a pretty little box with a nice message on it in my little jewellery box where they're going to forever be safe. Onwards. I've glued on a little baggy pouch thing that was like a bit vintagey looking. This isn't exactly, again, the same as HellBoy's belt, but I tried to get as close as I could without buying the actual belt that you can get for £30. You can order it online. Comes with the belt and like patches and stuff and the holster. But yeah, I was a bit of a cheapskate and I don't want to spend that. I picked up another charity shop buy. A little toy gun, doesn't shoot or anything, but I picked it up because it's similar to the actual gun shape he has for his weapons. Sadly, I cannot make the big baby. If I could get the real thing, I'll be over the moon. But yeah, so this needs to be sanded down, colour removed, and painted over to mimic the actual colours on his gun. That is something I need to do still. Obviously, whenever you're HellBoy, you gotta have your cigar, because that is like a must. The boy smokes. Can't stop it. Previously, as I mentioned with the whole top thing, I cover my skin as much as possible, so my red gloves to make my hand being red, and as well as just his one-handed open finger glove that he wears, because why not? Helps keep the glove in place and make sure nothing moves, so jolly good. And now, the main thing about this costume I normally get asked about is the coat. Now the coat was a lucky buy. I think I spent probably £3 to £4 on it. And it wasn't until I got home and tried to wash it that I learned it was a label and I wasn't supposed to wash the coat. Because, what is the brand? High Divers Country Clothing. High Divers Country Clothing. I don't know if that's a good brand, but apparently it is a brand and I'm not meant to wash this. But since I have, it gave it a wee kind of tinted, mismatched, textured colour all over the coat, and it looks kind of cool. But yeah. Main reason why this coat is so perfect for HellBoy, because HellBoy has his little weird shoulder pads on his coat, and I could never find one exactly like it until I came across this thing. If I rotate my lovely little showgirl Margaret, who's parading my clothes, yeah, the weird flap thing, I could never find one longer, and then I found this, and it just works for me. I like it. He's got his little patch. Again, it's not grey like the one he actually has, but I kind of like it. It stands out a lot more since it's red. Got his lucky clover, because HellBoy needs all the luck he can get. What the? Oh, and also at the bottom I have a massive, like, split down the base of the coat so my towel can be shown. I have a towel, I just can't fully show it because I haven't finished making it. I can show you what I've made of it. Oh, the old towel I originally used had gone a bit flirt and stretched out. It was like a cheap one I bought and then adapted so the towel wasn't like a fork towel, it was just pointy. So I've made a brand new one. Longer than the original, but I've just got to finish making it and it's all gone. It's all done. But that's mostly that for this costume. Now, I've only gone through this super fast since I've got a time limit on how long my videos can run, since I have yet to get a video editor because I'm a peasant. But I keep saying that. I will have to stop. Anyway, the next video will hopefully be a makeup tutorial on how I become this character, but just to say now, I already have these glued to my head, and I'll explain in the next video also, because these are annoying to stick on. Hope you enjoyed. Any comments, leave them down below, and if you want me to do a bigger, longer explanation for this coat, you have to let me know, because I'm tired, like I'm running out of time now, so bye bye. Bye guys.